With the Spectacles update, the feeling of attacking when we were about to die changed a little bit, both in the animations and the blocking behavior of enemies. That's why I want to talk about some tips in this video and show you the best attacks to use with different weapons to get the best weapon speeds, the most damage, and get around shields really easily so you can get these nice red hit markers almost every time. So let's talk about shields. Enemies are a lot more active with them now. They'll react to your attacks a bit more, especially overheads. Those were really easy to cheese before, now not so much, but it's okay because you can still beat shields in a bunch of ways. One thing I like to do is imagine a center line on an enemy, then look at which side of that line his shield is on. If he's cheating more to one side, you go the other way with a quick slash. Another way to get hits in at the sides or even the back is to flank. Enemies with heavier equip loads are going to rotate slower now, so if you can get around them, either by running past or dodging, you can get a hit in before they turn. This is going to be most useful against the guys with the really big shields that weigh the most. Now another great way to get similar hits without even needing to flank is by using the right weapon. Long two-handed weapons with an L shape are great for this, especially two-handed axe type weapons because you can swing them either way so you can still apply the centerline concept. And some other weapons are really good for this too. Regular one-handed axes do the trick, swords with more irregular shapes like the iron kapha and the curved daka are good. Finding weapons that feel good to you and practicing with them is one of the best things you can do to increase the consistency of your hits anyway, so try to get comfortable with some of these weapons and then you'll really be rolling. Now I want to talk about some more specific weapons and specific attacks that work really well with them. So looking at one-handed swords, the attack that really works best with these weapons is the backhanded slash. You already saw some of these earlier because I've been using it so much. Moving to the outside of an enemy and swinging back into them like this gets so much weapon speed, and generally you're going to be getting headshots too and dealing maximum damage. It's also great because if you're in the right spot, right at their side, they can't even really block it. First, their shield is on the other side of their body, so if it's not big, it just won't reach you, and if it is bigger, you can pretty much get behind it anyway. It's actually a pretty good way to disarm shields too if you happen to miss their head. Another attack that works super consistently is the wide stab with a spear. So when you have a spear and a shield, you can drag your attack out to the right a bit, and you'll do this wide stab that makes it easy to reach around a shield and hit an enemy's head or body. It's a little harder to get the hang of this at first since you do need to be really accurate, but once you get it down, you'll be able to hit it over and over again. It won't do that much damage since stabbing typically does less damage anyway, and only a few spears have high damage, but it's pretty much going to work 100% of the time for getting around shields. And the last attack I want to show you is with certain polearms. So not every polearm can do this because you need to be able to stab with it. Weapons like the Bardiche, the new Morthos Shaka, and any spear if you use them without a shield will be able to do this. So you can swing these weapons from the right, but they can't swing from the left. If you want to hit someone on the left side, what you need to do is set up for a stab and try to get it around their shield on the left. Sometimes you'll be able to stab pretty straight at them, other times you might have to angle it around more, but this gives you a way to go both sides on shields even with weapons that don't swing left. Another thing you can do to get past shields with these weapons that's not quite as consistent but can still work really well is to miss on purpose and then drag your weapon. So you swing past the enemy's shield, and once your blade is behind it, you drag it into them. It's a bit cheesy, but it's pretty similar to just swinging for their legs anyway. Sometimes it's just easier to do if the leg sweeps aren't quite hitting. And that's about it. These are the attacks that I've been focusing on so far with this update, and they've been working really well. So get yourself some of these weapons I talked about and try them out. You should see some really nice hits and some pretty quick kills. Let me know what other topics you'd like to see me cover in a tips and tricks video. I'll be talking about some run management, especially the early game in the next one, so stay tuned for that. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.